Children away Margin, Rabbi, English Kagi, Gaman, away Maxenema, away no away up no chia, away no suck, away Margin, away no away Nish, away. We can get away no we week when they wait. Before you go and you go, I'll take to them. My name is Al Hunter. I'm from here, Manitou. I just wanted to talk about some of the things that our elder Dorothy talked about. These are the things that she talked about. I want to say, miigwech, for all of you coming today. We want you to remember some things. We want you to remember that we are all witnesses today. We are all witnesses today. We are witnesses to the past. We are witnesses today and will be witnesses in the future. The fire, the sacred fire that we have burning is a witness to your prayers, to your tobacco, to the food that will be offered and burned. You are all witnesses. We are all witnesses. These orange shirts that represent 215 children, we are witnesses for those 215 children. We will be witnesses for the children that will be found in the future. This is what we need to remember. And it's a stark reminder of that the story of indigenous peoples is going to carry on. We're showing our strength. We're showing the value that we place on our culture, our children, our grandchildren, our families, and our communities. This is what we are doing today. And so the drum that we have, Kwete gan gijigo kwe jinikaza. Awe gan ganamate pegama, pesho ma te gan. Awe gamatwe kukwe at awe ganamata big. Shkewe nongam, awe baksenema awe, manitugat sukana ganamate begama nongam. Shkewe nongam awe, manitush titim, yete ewa, manitu zibi awe nongam. Gawe asin mikanaka namate pet pesho manitu batikung. Gawe nongam awe, manitugat sukana ganamate begama nongam. We remember the spirits that sit here in our community, the spirits that are in our river and at the rapids. They are also witnesses today. They are witnessing what we are doing to honor these children who were lost and now found. We are witnessing the times that our people are searching. Our people are searching. Families are searching. And so let's hold one another in our hearts and our spirits. And when you offer tobacco to that fire, think about those children. If you offer food to that fire, think about those children. There's a pole to the north here, a cedar pole with an orange tobacco tie. I was told by some of the people out in BC that those children who are there were children of the cedar. The tribe is known as people of the cedar, and that's why we have that pole there with that orange tobacco tie. And when we're all done, the event at some point, that tobacco tie will be burned in the fire. This is the way that we honor our loved ones who are in the spirit world. We burn tobacco and we burn their food. This is how they get fed. So, even though this basket might look small for 215 children, when they receive this basket, it'll be large. It'll be filled with the bounty of the food offerings that we're placing for these children. And we want the people to know their relatives sometime is they listen and they witness what we are doing on the behalf of the children, on behalf of the tribal indigenous peoples in BC, that know that we love your children also. We love your children, we love your families, we love our peoples, and this is why we are gathering today. And so we want to say miigwech to all of you, every single one of us, because we need to come together. We need to change the story. We need to change the narrative that this was not the fault of our people. This was not the fault of our children. This was not the fault of the 215 children. We need to change. We need to change how we see each other. We need to change how we relate to each other, how we communicate, how we feel about one another, how we talk to one another. This is the message that we see coming out of as a result of this. So we're going to sing some songs. I don't know, did you want to, Rob, or you have a Bama? Aha. So we're going to do we're going to do 4 songs, okay? And then we're going to do a food song, so 5 songs, and then we're going to take care of this food. I realize it's very hot. Please drink lots of water, stay hydrated. We want everybody to stay safe. And so miigwech for listening. I wanted to explain a little bit about why and how we do things the way that we do. Even this birch bark basket, you'll notice that it's inside out. And what that represents is that when we burn this food for our relatives who are in the spirit world, it represents that they are opposite of us, opposite of the earth world. They are in the spirit world. And so that's why this dish is made inside out. The white bark of the outside becomes the inside. And our relatives receive this food in this basket, and the tobacco, the food that our elder Dorothy Medicine brought here also. And the drummers are going to share this food first, and the dishes will be passed around should anyone wish to partake in this, some of this food. This basket is going to be burned, but we have another one here that the drummers will share also. So, miigwech for listening. For this next song, we'd like everybody to stand up for the children. This song that we're going to sing. Guys, can you help me drink this water? Thank you.
And it's justice.
Bonjour, bonjour. Bonjour. Wapskanakotnin Nidishnikas Dicto Tem White Cloud is my traditional name. Marcel Medicine Horton's my English name. I just really want to acknowledge and say miigwech for this gathering today. It really is incredible, the heart feelings and love that exists here within our gathering. I just want to say miigwech for our drum, all of our singers along with the drum. Miigwech for all of our elders in attendance. Miigwech, miigwech. Miigwech also for our leaders. Miigwech for our chief and council for being in attendance here with us. Greatly appreciate that. I just wanted to share a little bit of the history of our beautiful monument that we have here. And across Auntie Dorothy's White Bridge over here, there's a monument tucked in behind the oak trees over here where Auntie Dorothy wanted our monument set up. There's healing power in those oak trees, and there's a little shelter there for people. If you, it's kind of a nice, real quiet, reflecting area. It's really beautiful on that side. We have, from 1906 until 1996, we had 156 people that went through the residential school system. 154 of their names are on our monument over there. Out of respect for the two, we just we didn't include their names out of respect for their personal decision. A couple years back, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, he provided an apology for the residential school era. Our people here at the community who suffered and went through residential school found the apology empty, insincere, and quite appalling, to be quite honest. When Prime Minister Harper, former Prime Minister, gave that apology, it ignited a fire within our residential school students here in the community. The true spirit cannot be broken. Uncle Joe Medicine, he didn't accept Prime Minister Harper's apology, and he wanted more. There has to be more done so we never ever go back to that place again where we hurt people the way we have. We're blessed that we had partners. Miigwech for our partners at the Rainy River First Nations Trust. Miigwech to the councils that supported us. We started our research for the 156 people that are on that rock behind us there, that granite rock. The research that took place was one gentleman, the late, great Sam Bombay, was an incredible researcher. Without his historical documents, there's no way we would have even come close to building this monument. The second man who was invited to join us here today, Mr. Glenn Jourdain from Couchiching First Nation. He's currently out of town, or he would have joined us today. Without Glenn, our monument would not be built. Glenn Jourdain is the closest thing to a First Nation encyclopedia, a walking encyclopedia. The guy has memorized catalogs and catalogs and rooms full of historical data. Without Glenn Jourdain and late Sam Bombay, we would not have had this monument built. Miigwech to those guys. I'm not certain how many of us knew about residential school. When we were in high school, oftentimes you would hear the older people talk. My mom specifically, aunties, uncles, friends, they would always refer to boarding school. When we went to boarding school. Back in the day, there was a program on TV called Family Ties. Tootie was in that program. The boarding school was a bunch of rich people. I thought my mom and dad, my aunties, uncles, and former students were rich just like that, going to a boarding school. The Family Ties boarding school was nothing like the Canadian Indian residential school system. I would just like to acknowledge our Indian residential school working group at Manitou Rapids. We just ask for a round of applause once we mention everybody's names. That would be humbling for sure. Our residential school group at Manitou Rapids consists of Moki, Miss Geraldine, Dolores, Lucille, Gloria, Annie, Auntie Dorothy, Uncle Joe, my mom, Auntie Liza, Giddy Goose, Brian Cochran Sr., and also Gary Medicine. Miigwech. I just got to let you know, I just wanted to fill in a couple of things here as well from our working group started 14, 15 years ago. And I've had the privilege to sit with these elders. And I'm still amazed. I'm truly still amazed by listening to some of their stories from when they went to that school system. My Auntie Liza, she remembers just about being choked unconscious by a nun. Auntie Dorothy said the residential school was the loneliest place on earth. Every Wednesday night at residential school, they were allowed a little bit of TV. Every Wednesday, it was always the Cowboys against the Indians. A lot of our students, my mother included, was so ashamed to be Anishinaabe that every time she watched that program, she hoped that the cowboy would kill the Indian. We had another committee member. He was upset because he would often get hit in advance of his next screw up for nothing. Assaulted for nothing. I really want to say thank you again for everybody who's joined us here today. We put a call out to some of our local friends. These we look behind us here. There's 215 T-shirts behind us, and I just want to acknowledge and say miigwech for the United Church in Emo, who has supported us with that incredible donation. We are humbled with your donation, miigwech. Miigwech to the Thread Shed in Emo. Ha miigwech for Manitou Forest Product as well. Yesterday was pretty hot. I want to say thank you to Cassandra, Bear, Christopher, and Brian Sr. for putting the effort forward and painting all those crosses and assembling everything here. Miigwech for the Fort Francis Tribal Health Authority for the donation of firewood and also having 2 counselors here in our presence. Miigwech, miigwech. Wes, miigwech. Buggy. I'd also like to acknowledge our 2 schools here. Our Lady of the Way, Donald Young School. They've both been incredible partners to our Indian Residential School Working Group. And we've done our best to bring our culture into those schools. We brought the Our Lady of the Way down for river teachings, a tour of our sturgeon hatchery. We have a welcome back powwow at Donald Young School every year. We are making inroads, but it's a millimeter at a time, it seems. I'd like to say miigwech to Kegs, his crew, Kyle, Maria, Elias, Elijah, Nate, Curtis, miigwech. Brian Major, I want to say miigwech for the walleye. Kelvin Call, miigwech for cooking it for us. Brian Cochran, Sr., thank you kindly for helping out. Most importantly, there's nothing I do here in my life that doesn't include acknowledging the boss, Miigwech, Bub, wherever you are, there's nothing I do that you don't prop me up for, Miigwech. I just would like to close just by addressing a man that we want to come to the table here. We need to hear from this man. Pope Benedict, you owe the First Nations of Canada an apology for what that organization and those agents have done to our kids. Pope Benedict, you owe the Manitou Rapids Indian Residential School Working Group an apology. Miigwech.
Buju, Jakish Gang Dijankaz, Bijuni Dotem, Manti Bautagang Noji. First of all, I just want to thank Dorothy for the opening prayer. I want to thank the drummers, and acknowledge all the sacred items that we have here. I want to thank everybody that helped put this together, all the donations, all the hard work that went into it when it was 30 degrees yesterday. Miigwech, Miigwech. This overwhelming display of support for our IRS group, and I want to really thank our IRS group. They're the epitome of strength and fortitude, and they do give me hope. And Marcel was right. It's a millimeter at a time, but we need to educate every Canadian on the actual history that actually happened, not that watered down version. Not just the Wenjack movie that tragically put on, but we have to educate of what actually happened, the genocide that happened in Canada. It's been a very emotional week for myself, I'm sure for everybody here. 215 babies that didn't go home. 215 mothers that never seen their babies again. But when I look at our IRS group, I see strength, I see survival, and it gives me hope. Shimmy Gwitch for everyone for coming out. There will be walleye up at the Powell grounds. Miigwech.